Good morning. It's Wonderful Wednesday. Yes, I'm running a little bit late this morning. My apologies. I forgot I had to update the wheel for our blocking board today. So anyhow, I was working on that. Let me get another light going here. It's kind of dark on my lap this morning. So I hope everybody had a fabulous day. Now, I will tell you, our good friend Gen X is not going to be here today. She had some weather come in and they lost power. So I know a lot of people were affected by the weather last night. So, anyhow, I hope not all of our friends were affected and some people are here. But Gen X will not be with us here this morning. So, good morning, everybody. Leah is here. Good morning. Just a Gen X girl is here. Kimberly's here. Veronica. My mom is here. Good morning, Mom. So, today, guys, I'm making scrunchies. I know you all are excited. Everybody needs a scrunchie in their life, right? Maybe you've got a daughter that's got long hair. Maybe you've got a niece that's got long hair. Everybody needs a scrunchie. Very easy project. Very, very easy project. So, these are a couple that I made up to kind of show y'all what I was going to be working on. Wow, you guys sure knocked out that goal fast. Thank you all so much for the gifts this morning. I was not expecting that. And I see some heart me's coming in. Cindy, good morning. Sandy is here. Good morning. Also, y'all, I have my blocking board on my lap. My pins are packed away. But this is our subscriber giveaway today. For those that are subscribers, Anvil is here, but you all help remind me too. At 8 o'clock Central Time, we've got to do the wheel and choose a winner for the blocking board. So if you don't know what a blocking board is, this is a nice size one. This is like a 12 by 12. I got this off Amazon. It has all these little holes in it. Now the back has like velvet on it, so you could lay it flat on your table. This one also has a stand, so you can like sit it upright like this. But basically what you do is you take they're like aluminum pins. I think I have maybe one next to me here. Do I have one? Oh yeah, here's one. I knew I had one that had fallen on the floor. The rest of them are all put away. But you take the little pins like this, okay? And what you do is you put your square. So you have to envision this with me, right? You have another one over here, okay? And so what you do is you stretch out your square and you have lots of these pins. And then when you have this, then what you do is you spray your square with water. Then when it dries nice and square. Now, I don't do blocking a whole lot, but it is very handy to have. And there are times that I do use my blocking board. So, anyhow, that is why that is on my lap. Now I got to get this off my lap so we can move on with today. So, anyhow, hey, Joan, good morning. Hannah is here. Good morning. Hope everybody's having a marvelous, marvelous day. So, I went shopping in my closet and I kind of pulled out some of my velvet yarn. So I found some blue. Of course, I found this mint green. I had this kind of rose pink color. This is pretty. I don't know if I personally would ever wear a rose colored scrunchie, but I don't know. I'm getting older, and kind of as I get older, I get more sparkly and all that kind of stuff. So, oh yes, new gift goal. Sorry, I'm slacking this morning. I can hardly see this screen. This light is. Let's do some TikToks. I'm going to do 100. Okay, here we go. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. I set a new gift goal. This is Orchid Hush. It's kind of like a purplish pink. Kind of cool. What else do I have in my tote? Of course, I have the beautiful purple. I really like this. This is majestic purple. And then I also have this really bright. I don't know if this is what is like a velvet. It's Premier Parfait. I have a lot of other Premier Parfait, but this one is not as shiny as all of the other sparkly ones or the velvety ones. So anyhow, maybe we'll do that one last. So the other thing I did is I went to Wally World. Well, I went online to Wally World and then I picked up my grocery order. And I bought some of these hair ties. So you definitely are going to need some hair ties. Now, here is what I learned. This is my first time in making these. Hey, Jody, good morning. Maria, good morning. Jennifer is in the house. Good morning, friends. Happy, or I should say, wonderful Wednesday. Happy, wonderful Wednesday. Um, so what I figured out with these hair tie things, I like these neutral colors, but I like these ones. Like when I did the color, this color right here, I used that color band. But can you see the difference in size of these bands? These ones are kind of big. And what I found when I did these, I worked up two different ones. Let me get some of this yarn out of my situation here. So this was the bigger hairband. And for me, I have very thin hair. I have long hair, but it's kind of a thinner hair. And so this big mumbo jumbo band here, I think is going to be too big for me. I think this one is going to be a better size. It's definitely, it's just a smidge smaller. So that's one thing to keep in mind as you are picking out your hair ties. If you don't have some in the bathroom. And then this one I did with the smaller as well, the smaller hairband. Okay, so for today, well, what color do we want to do? Do you want to do pink? Let's do pink. Pink will show up really good on the live, I think. Does that sound all right to everybody? So let me put some of this to my side over here that I don't need and get myself organized so I can get busy here. April needs to get busy. Okay. So I think you get scrunchies for thinner hair. Lefty, I'm sure you probably can. I don't like to go down to Walmart. I really I should have gone to like Dollar Tree or something. So anyhow, I did shopping online and then I was like, "Oh, these are kind of big." I'm glad I got a couple of, options, right? So at least I was able to get like something. Man, I can't see this screen at all. Hang on one second. I'm struggling over here. It's a struggle today. Okay, lights back on. So I think I'm going to do this pink just because I'm feeling the pink this morning, if that's all right with everybody. It'll be easier to see. I reset the gift goal. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. So this pink that I'm using, okay, I had in the stash. You can tell it's been through the ringer. But this is Bernat Baby Velvet. Now, guys, there's lots of different velvet yarns out there. I just happen to have this. The way that I learned how to make this was from Passionate Kelsey. Okay. I put links on the link tree to her video. She uses a different, she really likes juicy couture yarn that comes from Joann's. Oh, my gift goal didn't take. Dang. I'm struggling. See, the struggle is real today. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me today? Confirm. Confirm. All right, let's try that. See if that's any better. There we go. So anyhow, whatever velvet yarn you have or you like, if you go shopping, uh, anyhow, so this color is the Orchid Hush, and I really like that. I think it's a pretty color. Okay, so let's find the center. We got to get through our yarn barf here this morning. I know you cleaned up that 100 quick. Mama C said yesterday carryover fried brain. Yeah, yesterday was a rough day at work. It was a long day. It was a long day. All right, I'm getting through this here, friends. Bear with me here. I promise we're going to make some scrunchies today. I promise. We're getting there. We're getting to it. Okay. Here we are. I found the beginning. Oh, the thing I forgot to look at is what size hook do I need? We need an H8 hook. I'm going to go with an I. I'm going to go with an I9. All right. Um, and let's see, should I do a white hair tie with the pink? That probably would work good, right? Kind of hide that under there. So when you make these scrunchies, okay, let's look at this green one. Now, do you see how much fuller this green one is than this purple? I used the same hair tie, But what happens as you're making these, we're going to work right here a row of single crochets around the elastic band, bland, band. And then when you pull your elastic, you should be able to see your little elastic tie a little bit. Okay. This one, I feel like I got more single crochets. Passionate Kelsey, she counts hers. Y'all, I didn't count anything. I just put some single crochets and called it good. So count if you want, but can you see the little hairband under there? So that's what we're going to do. Okay. So this is very, very easy. Single crochets around the band. Then we're going to do treble crochets and you put 3 into each stitch. When you do the 3, it's the same concept as like a ruffle bucket hat. The exact same thing happens where you get these little waves. Obviously, the more full you have around your band, then you're going to have this be more ruffly. Okay. So all you do is take your elastic and tie your yarn right onto this. Now I'm going to leave a bit of a tail. Passionate Kelsey said to work your single crochets over the tail. And I tried that. But what I found is I had a really hard time like holding on to the band and my yarn. It was my brain couldn't like compute. It was struggling with it. Okay. So basically, instead of doing that, I came back and I wove in my tail after the fact. So I'm going to start with a single crochet. I yarn over, go underneath, grab up another loop, and then single crochet. And that is what I'm going to do the whole way around the band. Okay, single crochet. Now, I kind of found if I held the band kind of like this and kind of stretched it out a little bit, it kind of helped me to hold and secure this. But it did make me go, see how I'm going like a little sideways? Normally I crochet very right and left. And for this, it kind of made me go like, it kind of makes me go like at an angle. But I found this is the easiest way for me to hold this without putting a lot of strain on my hand. Now, Passionate Kelsey, I don't know how she was holding hers. She was stretching it out as she went. I think she was doing it more like this, where she would kind of stretch this and then go under. Oh, except I don't have to yarn over. And then grabbed up a loop all while she was stretching it. Y'all, my brain couldn't do that. I could not make that work. I watched her several times trying to get it to work and I couldn't wrap my head around it. So the only way I figured out how to do it was to kind of hold it, with my fingers like this. That way I could keep my tension on my stitches and kind of work it sideways like this. So you might have to do some experimenting on how to hold your elastic, okay? This was the most challenging part I felt of this entire project was figuring out how to hold this elastic band. Then what you do is you kind of like pull and get these stitches like moved around the band and kind of uptight against each other, okay? So you have to fit more in here than you actually would think. Hey, Jessica, good morning. And then you just keep moving around the band. So I have to like stop and then resume and then reposition the band, squish up the stitches, and then resume. So once you get flowing with it, it was really uncomfortable for me when I first started. It was like, wait, what am I doing? This is awkward. Because normally with crochet, you have more to like hang on to. Thank you so much, Missy, for the heart me. Appreciate that. Becoming a 61 member of the Wheeler fan club. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Jennifer says the yarn looks so soft. It absolutely does. It's really, really soft. And I really like how it worked up. I like this purplish pink color. Like I said, I don't know if I'll ever wear this, but I'm making it. I wear a lot of scrunchies. Every day of my life, I'm in a scrunchie for the most part. It's pretty rare that I have my hair down because it's long and I'm just working or around the house or something like that. And it's like, I have to adjust this camera. I don't think our YouTubers are getting a very good view. Let's see if this is better. Okay, let's see how that is on TikTok now. Is that any better? So I'm always in a scrunchie. Yes, Mama C, the subscriber giveaway is today at 8 Central Time. It's blocking board day. I know you all are excited. This is my way to say thank you to all of the subscribers over here on TikTok. Y'all mean the world to me. It's my little way to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Vicky said, can you use a different type of material or is velvet best? I think you could use any. I have a ton of Bernat blanket. Bernat blanket. I think that would work. The thing that's nice about the velvet is it kind of has like that shimmery look to it. I guess it has a velvet look to it. Such a dork. So I do like the velvet, but if you have something else in your stash, sure, I don't see why not. Anvil said, I've used cotton yarn. So there you go. Anvil said. Hannah says 10 more minutes till the giveaway. 10 more minutes. So just keep working these around and scrunching them up. So basically, when you pull on your band, you want to be able to see the color of the band. See how I can see some there? But in this section, it's a little too loose still. You have to get a bunch of these. I don't remember how many PassioKnit Kelsey did. Has anybody made these? Do you remember how many she did? I want to say it was like 40, maybe 45. I don't know. I'm just going to do them. I'm just doing some around. I don't got time for all that counting. Are you all with me? Who's got time for all that counting? Keely's Creative, thank you so much for the heart me. You are the 67th member of the Wheeler team. Thank you. Thank you. Kelsey said, loving what brand are you using because that velvet is gorgeous. I had this in my stash. So it's Bernat Baby Velvet. I had this pink one. And then I've also got these Bernat velvets. So one day when I was down at Ollie, you guys know Ollie, Ollie, not Aldi, Aldi, but Ollie. Not everybody has them, but you can see I got this on clearance. $4.99. So when I was at Ollie, I got this purple. This has been, gosh, almost a year ago. Hey, Debbie, good morning. And then I got this really pretty blue. I like the blue. I think the blue might be kind of cool when I wear blue jeans, I think that might be kind of cool, but that's navy. Again, I got that one at Ollie's. And I think I had this one in my stash. So this one is Bernat Baby Velvet versus Bernat Velvet. So two different ones, but they do the same thing. They do exactly the same thing. Hey Missy, good morning. Missy's putting her yarn balls up there, guys. Give Missy a follow. She will follow you back. She's looking for new crochet friends. Thank you, Missy. Jennifer said all the colors are gorgeous. Broken says Hobby Lobby has velvet. All right, there you go. Lots of places have the velvet. It's just not something that I don't know, like, would you make a baby blanket with it? Has anybody made a baby blanket with velvet? I don't know. I have it because that seemed like a good deal at Ollie's. Ollie's closed. My Ollie's are still open. As a matter of fact, I got my Ollie's ad today. Now I'm in Northeast Alabama. Not everybody has the same ads, but the ad that I got this morning says they have Bernat blanket a buyout they just took over. It was probably Joanne's. I have so much Bernat blanket already that I don't use. I'm going to try to refrain from going down there. So, did anybody else get an Ollie's alert or flyer today that showed the Bernat blanket sale? Let's see. Joan said, I spend my life counting. I'm in my old age. My mind wanders. I feel you. I feel like I have to count everything else. I feel like this scrunchie, when you lose your crojo and you're like, I don't know what to make, right? We all get that point, right? You finish a project, you're like kind of stuck in limbo. You don't know what to do. Dude, make a scrunchie. This is easy. Make a soap sack. This is uh, a pretty easy project, I do have to say, and it doesn't take very long. Passionate Kelsey makes and sells a ton of these on her site. Okay, so once you get your single crochets all the way around your band, you want to pull it open. You should be able to see a little bit of the elastic underneath. Okay, so kind of make sure your stitches are even all the way around. Okay, and once you feel like you have enough, what we're going to do is we're going to start with a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I'm going to be doing is, oh, I should have done a slip stitch. Y'all, why didn't you tell me to do a slip stitch, April? Slacking over here. You got to put a slip stitch. Okay, slip stitch to your first single crochet. Now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 4, 2, 3, 4. That chain of 4 counts as a treble crochet. Now into that exact same stitch, we need another treble crochet. We need a total of 3 trebles into each stitch. I'll show how to make a treble in just a moment if there's folks that do not know how to do them. So into that one stitch, you're going to place 3. Then you're going to move to the next stitch and do 3 trebles again. Anvil said 5 minutes until the giveaway. 5 minutes. Counting down. Um, is Dana here? Dana, are you here this morning? Dana, I need to message you because, Dana, I put you on the wheel twice because you have 2 subscriptions. I don't know if Dana is here this morning. Um, her old account she couldn't get access to, and I think that one still has the subscription. And I think her new account still has a subscription. So I need to message her and let her know that she's getting double dinged. Nobody wants to get double dinged. Um, okay. So once you start working on this, it's going to start doing this little rippling all on its own. Hang on one second, guys. I missed some of the project or some of the comments here. I'm in Kansas and Joann's is closing all store. Yeah, I believe Joann's is closing all the stores, but my Ollie's are still open. There's one for us in Scottsboro and there's one over in Albertville. We have 2 of them that are near me. The Scottsboro one, I have to drive like 20 minutes. The other one's like maybe like I don't know, 50 minutes. Quana said, what is the difference between crocheting and knitting? So when you are knitting, you actually have 2 pointy hooks like this. And I have to say, Leah, who's here, last night I was watching Leah on her live and she said, Wheeler, when are you going to learn how to knit? And I was like, oh, Leah. Leah is a knitter. I learned to knit not successfully many, many, many years ago. I was in my 20s. When I was in my 20s, I there wasn't internet or anything like that. Let's see, I was born in 75, so that would have been 95. And I don't remember, I had gotten some knitting hooks at a thrift store. And anyhow, I was like, I'm going to learn to knit. And my grandma had a knitting book. Well, you guys know I don't read patterns. That whole comprehension thing, I really, really struggle with it. But I was able to make, I don't know, I think I did like 10 rows of knitting. Okay, ask me what kind of knitting it was. I have no idea. That was 95. We're in 2025. That was a long, long ass time ago. Oh, sorry, beep. Long time ago. Okay, so I don't remember. Um, and anyhow, so Leah last night was like, you should do knitting. Maggie can knit. I can knit. There's a lot of people that can knit. So Leah has thrown down the challenge. Um, I don't know. I think I should, just to say again, because it's been so long, that maybe I should try to knit. But Quana, back to your question. There is some very distinct differences in crocheting and knitting. I am a crocheter. I've been crocheting for over 40 years. And like I said, knitting, you have two needles, but maybe somebody else can help explain it as well. Crochet, you have just one needle and or a hook. Um, knitting can be reproduced by a machine. They have knitting machines. Crochet is has to be made by a human. Okay, so crochet, there are no crochet machines. That just doesn't exist. And so, of course, I'm very partial to crochet. I learned from my mom and my grandma. Mama Wheeler is here with us today. Um, I learned from her. It kind of has to be passed down. Or now, with internet and all of that, can watch things and see people explain and everything. So it's very you have a lot more access to resources and stuff. Sorry, guys. Let me catch up on the comments. If you didn't catch today, Gen X, one of our mods, is not here this morning. She's normally with us every day. Gen X lost power. They had a big storm come through. I hope everybody else is safe out there. It hit her kind of hard. So she was going to go to her family's house, and they didn't have any idea when that was going to be restored. So, anyhow, sending my love out to Gen X and her family. I hope. Linda, I'm going to slow down. I'm gonna do a giveaway here, and then I will slow down and kind of take you through some of these stitches. Okay, we're just kind of playing catch up here this morning. Sharon says, I know how to knit, but don't enjoy it. That's why I feel like I need to um, try to knit again, just because I'm older now. I want to say I have more patience, but in all honesty, I don't. Jessica said crochet is so much better. Everybody has got a opinion on that. So anyhow, time for the giveaway. Uh, so let me switch, guys. I'm going to lose my comments for a little bit on my tablet. I have to go to my internet. Okay. So here we go. Oh, I see. I have it in the lower corner. That's interesting. Let me show y'all the list. I can't show the wheel or it gets weird. I'm going to take my phone out and hold it up, guys. Okay. So here we go. Here are the names that I've got on. This is not focusing very well. Probably because I'm not holding still very good. Sorry, this is hard. Okay, so here are all of the names of the subscribers. Okay, and they are all up on the wheel. Okay, so let me shuffle these. I'm going to shuffle a few times. Let me put on the volume of this here. Let me close this so I don't get a bunch of reverberation. Okay, I don't know if we're going to be able to hear it, but let's try to shuffle. I'm trying to get better at this, y'all. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Okay, here we go. Tap to spin. Spinning, 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 spinning. Coming around, coming around, coming around. It looks to be Jody. Hopefully this doesn't flag me. Jody. All right. So let me put you guys back in your cradle. Congratulations, Jody. Thank you for being a subscriber here on TikTok. Appreciate you. The subscriber giveaway for the month of April was a blocking board. Basically, you can use it to block your granny squares. For the month of May, we'll have something else. Jody, I will send you a DM, but congratulations. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for supporting me and my channel. I certainly appreciate you. And if Jody is not on the live this morning, I don't know if I've seen Jody this morning. Have I seen Jody? Maybe I did see Jody. Here I am talking to myself again. So anyhow, congratulations, Jody. I will send you a note so you can give me your address, and I will get that shipped up. There's Jody. Congratulations, Jody. Yay. Oh, wait. I got to use my new clapper button. Way to go, Jody. Jody, if you are not in need of a blocking board, you could certainly choose something else. Just send me a note of something else that you would like. Okay. Okay. So, y'all, back to the scrunchies. I need to slow down on these stitches and kind of, reset the gift goal. Man, there's so many squirrels today. I'm feeling a little scrambled up, y'all. I'm feeling just a little scrambled up this morning. I wish they wouldn't have gotten rid of the squirrel, by the way. Way to go, TikTok. Get rid of the one thing that we like. Ooh, thank you for the birds. Thank you for the bird. Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. These fun stickers, that little squirrel sticker, that's what the little one of the subscriber perks is. Y'all get custom stickers. I try to change those up. Okay, so here we are. We took our elastic band, okay, and we did a row of single crochets all the way around the elastic. Then I joined with a slip stitch right here to the very beginning. Now what I'm doing is I am placing 3 treble crochets into each stitch. Now these stitches are kind of hard to see, okay? So you kind of have to just put your hook in there and almost hope for the best. Now, y'all, this project is very, very forgiving, okay? Um, it doesn't have to be exact. If you accidentally miss a stitch, there's ain't nobody gonna notice. Nobody's gonna be all up on your hair bun, checking out your scrunchie, being like, girl, you missed a stitch. No, that's not gonna happen. Okay. So do your very best. I try to kind of put my thumb here and try to feel that stitch a little bit, but mostly I just kind of uh, try to put my hook down through that and hope for the best. So what you do is you yarn over twice. Okay. That gives us 3 loops on our hook. And we're making a treble crochet. So then I bring my hook down and I go into that stitch. I go under both loops. Again, this is chunky yarn. You can't really tell. Okay, then you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. Now we have 4 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So that is our first treble stitch, treble crochet. We're going to repeat that 2 more times. Yarn over twice. Now we have 3 loops. Right down into that same stitch, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Again, 1 more treble, wrap your yarn around twice, right back down in, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that is 3 trebles. Then I'm going to move to the next stitch and I'm going to place 3 treble crochets again. Karina says, I hate chunky yarn. Karina, I do as well. It's not my favorite, but the end result is so nice. It's worth it. It's worth it, my friend. It is worth it. Jennifer says, my dad calls me squirrel. Jody says, I like that he is a chubby squirrel. I know, right? He's a cute little squirrel. That is how our little squirrels are here in Alabama. Did I see somebody just subscribed? I swear on my tablet, I don't get to see all of it doesn't show me everything. It's so weird. Thank you for the follow this morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's Wonderful Wednesday. Missy just subscribed. Thank you so much, Missy, for the subscription. Appreciate that. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Wednesday. Today, y'all, if you're just coming on, we're making scrunchies, okay? Hair scrunchies. If you've got long hair, everybody needs a little scrunchie in your life. Whether you're going to the gym, whether you're going on a run, whether you're sitting your butt on the couch crocheting. I tell my husband all the time, I feel like my hair is attacking me. Do y'all feel like that? Those of you that have long hair? I'm like, my hair is attacking me. Where's my scrunchie? He's like, relax already. I'm like, no, you don't understand. You do not understand. The guys love the long hair and uh, they don't get the pains that we go through, you know? Okay, so sorry, missing some of these comments, guys. Kathy says, April, you're just in Scottsboro this past weekend. I love it there. I would totally retire there. Right, Kathy? It is so pretty. You're right down there on the water. Now we're really close on the water. Well, we are about, I guess about, it's probably like 20 minutes, maybe 18 minutes to Scottsboro. But we're up on the plateau. So when you were in Scottsboro, there's like that big mountain off to the distance that we're up that mountain. It's called what do they call it? Sand Mountain. They call it Sand Mountain, but it's like a plateau. Olivia said, "How does it look stretched out?" So, Olivia, it depends on how many ruffles you make on it. Now, this aqua example that I made, I put a lot more single crochets along the middle. So, this one is very full. I kind of like this one better. I didn't put as many. I'm still losing some of my fuzzies here off my tie-in. Um, I didn't put as many in the center right here. And so I don't have as many of the ruffles. It's kind of a looser ruffle. For me personally, I kind of like this one, this example. So the one I'm making this morning is going to be kind of like that. But if you stretch it out, you can kind of see your elastic there. But if you were like doing it like a pony, right? If you wrap it around twice, that's what you're looking at. So your hair would be, up through there. So it's nice. This one's nice and full. Now the purple one, if I do that one a twice over as if it was in my hair, it's a little more relaxed. So this is the nice part about these scrunchies is you can kind of decide how full you want that. So if you want it super, super full, you're just going to cram more single crochets around your elastic. If you want less, then you're going to put less around the center of your elastic. But one thing you definitely want to watch out for when you're adding your single crochets, you want to give this a pull and make sure when it's stretched out that you still can see some of the elastic. It's not too tight. But on this one, I could have added some more. See how there's those gaps there versus over here, they're kind of smaller. So I could have definitely fit some more stitches in there. But I think it'll be fine. It's waving up perfectly natural looking. And I think it'll be perfect. But you definitely can control, how that is. Now, this purple one here, I wanted to show examples of different sized hair ties. Okay. So this one on the right is a pack of extra thick hair. These scrunchy, whatever. They're bigger bands. Okay, let's take one of these out so we can kind of compare them. So if you look at them side by side, the one that I'm making with the pink this morning is this size here. This bigger size, if you have much thicker hair, you could totally get the thicker size. That one is this example. Okay. So this thicker band is how I made this one. And this is wider. If you have, I don't have thick hair. So for me, this is not a great, I'll probably still use it, but this one is better. This one has a smaller center, if you can see the difference. So again, if you kind of look at these, they're bigger around, and this is wider as well. So I think these ones were like 3 in diameter. Let's see if I can kind of um like 2.5 maybe. I don't think, see, they don't say on the package themselves. I don't know. This one is probably more like 2 inches. So I think 2 inches and 2.5 inches, if I had to guess. This might even be like 2 3/4. So, anyhow, that's my advice I would give you on the hair ties. Now, guys, I learned how to make this from PassioKnit Kelsey. She makes a ton of these velvet scrunchies and she sells a ton of them. I think if you're a crocheter and you're doing markets, I think you could probably sell a lot of these. I don't know for sure. I don't sell my stuff. I don't do that whole market scene or anything. But I suspect this would probably be a big seller. Just because everybody in my mind needs a scrunchie. But I don't know. Does anybody else make and sell scrunchies? Cindy said, I follow another fellow crocheter on here and I love learning from others. Well, Cindy, good morning. We are happy to have you here. If you are new to my channel, my name is April. I am a hobby crocheter and I come on live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7:30 Central Time. Crocheting is my hobby. I do work. I have to go to work at. I get off at 9:30. I have to be at work at 10, so that gives me time to feed the dog and fill up the bird feeders and all that good stuff. But every day I pretty much am working on a different project. Now tomorrow I'm working on a halter top. I figure summer is coming. Let's start working on halters. I had never made a halter top before. I made one this weekend and I think it turned out pretty cute. That's another pattern I'm doing tomorrow by PassioKnit Kelsey, is the lily top. So this is what I'm making tomorrow. If you guys want to know how to make a halter top. Now this is size extra small. This is going to my friend's daughter in Arizona. She's a petite little gal. But this is the halter I'm making tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be making this in pink and I'm going to be doing a size medium. But you can see it has this really cool like peekaboo from your double crochets all the way around. And then in the back, you have your ties, and then it crisscrosses in the back. You could tie it with a bow. So that's what's on deck for tomorrow, 7:30 Central Time. Let's see. Olivia, does that help answer your question of how it looks stretched out? Let me know. I can definitely show some more. Vicky, have a great day. So glad you were here this morning. Thanks for being a subscriber, Vicky. Appreciate you. Let's see. You need to try the Mellow Grounds coffee shop on Town Square. So good. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. I don't get down to Scottsboro very often. Should I modify this for knitting? Maybe I will. Well, I don't see why not, Leah. You get it, girl. You get it. If anybody can do it, I know you can. Jody says, I make them and I give them away. That is a nice little stocking stuffer, right? Maybe that might be kind of cool. Let's see. Michaela said, good to know. I'm getting ready for my first market. I'll have to make some scrunchies. Vanessa said, I have my first craft fair on Saturday. Y'all don't quote me for sure. I don't know, but I will tell you, if you go to Passionate Kelsey's, she has a vlog on YouTube. It's passionate, PASSIOKNIT, PassionKnit Kelsey on YouTube. That's where I learned to make these. There's links on the link tree. She makes a ton of these and she sells out all the time. Like she can't make enough fast enough. She sells them on her website. She sells them on her Etsy shop. Well, maybe she just sells patterns on her Etsy. I'm not certain on the Etsy. I know she has them on her website. What time is that for Eastern time? 8:30, Randa. Randa and Zoe, 8:30 Eastern time is when I'll be on tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. Just a Gen X girl said, I'm going to get my passport today. Nice, nice. You have a big trip planned? Let's see. Naughty Grandma says, sorry if I'm quiet. I'm listening and crocheting my top. Awesome. There's no problem with that, Naughty Grandma. I silent watch a lot of times. Sometimes I'm at work. Most often I am um, crocheting as well, if I'm not at work watching. So I totally get it. We have a lot of people that are silent watchers. I appreciate each and every one of you. It is all good. You got to do what works best for you. I'm just glad you're here watching. Let's see. Mama C said, I miss all my hair. Used to use those scrunchies. We'll need to make some for my granddaughter. Oh, I bet Ren would really like those, Carol. Let's see. Just a Gen X girl. I need to renew mine. It expired. Your passport. Hillary said, so cute, adorable. Just a Gen X girl said, I'm excited for tomorrow's live. I am too. I am too. Missy said, I used to. I haven't sold things for a while. Went through a cancer scare this year, getting back to it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Missy. Hope everything turned out okay. Uh, it's good that you're getting back into it. It's a nice creative release, I think. Y'all, thank you so much for the gifts. I hear the little bell going off over here. I'm glad it's getting better. Randa said, how many stitches did you put in one? I'm putting 3 or 2 if I'm not paying attention. Winkety wink. I'm supposed to be putting 3, but uh, you know, uh, this is a very forgiving project. If I only do 2, call the crochet police. I'm not going back. So what I'm doing, y'all, with this scrunchie, okay, we took our elastic band, okay, and I used a white band for this. I tied a knot onto it. We're going to make another one here in just a minute. Okay, we're going to start from scratch, but I then went around the elastic with single crochets. Now, if you watch Passionate Kelsey's tutorial that I put on the link tree, she will tell you how many of these to put around. Y'all, I did not count. Okay. I refuse. Okay. I'm taking a hard stand on this. I don't have time for any of that nonsense. I just put what felt comfortable to me. But what you're looking for when you pull it apart, you don't want to see a whole bunch of the elastic, but you do want to see some of the elastic. The more single crochets you get around the middle here, the more full your ruffle is going to be. So, for example, this is the exact same elastic size that I did as I'm doing for the pink. But do you see how this one is way more ruffled versus this side is more relaxed? This is because I put more single crochets around the middle of the elastic. This one has less. Either way, you've got to go probably around your hair twice. This is how it would look, on your hair. So this one is kind of more full. Now, this one here, this one is a little more relaxed. See how it has more like flow to it? Again, if I was to do a double over on this one, you could kind of see the difference. See how this one here is a little fuller. So you can control this. All right. You decide how ruffly you want it or how loose you want it. Either way, they both look great. That's why I'm saying I don't have to count it. I'm just doing like whatever feels good and letting it flow. Kelly with an I said, I love Passionate Kelsey. I do too. I really do. Passionate Kelsey, y'all, go search her out. She makes great halter tops. She does a vlog. She's been doing a vlog like since she was in high school. She's a very seasoned YouTuber. I really enjoy. She sells her stuff, right? She makes market bags and all sorts of stuff. That is like her career, I think. I don't know for sure. I don't think she has a side hustle. I think crochet is her gig, and she's very successful at it. But she makes a lot of cool things, and I find her like inspiration. She's just a cool chick. Like, I want to hang out with Kelsey. Those of you that know Kelsey, like, don't you just want to go like post up on her couch and like do some crocheting with her? That's how I feel when I watch her. It's just fluid and easy and just like really like a cool vibe. She's just a cool chick, you can tell. She takes you on her little video excursions. She'll like take you to like if she's going to lunch, she'll take you to the restaurant with her, and it's just really cool. Ruby is listening from the UK and loving this live. Ruby, thank you so much for being here all the way across the pond. We have folks all over the world that watch me. If you are new to my channel, my name is April. Glad to have you here. Where is everybody watching from this morning? I know we've got a spattering here across the United States, but where is everybody? Where's everybody from? Say hi. Come on in. If you're watching on the FYP, come on in. Say hi. We would love to have you. Okay, I think I'm almost catching up with you. Oh, there's the crochet police coming in. Coming in hot. Let's see. 19 more comments. Washington, UK, Colorado, Gen X girls in Phoenix, 4 daughters in Minnesota, Hannah's in France, Kelly's in Clarksville. Kelly's practically my neighbor, y'all. Northwest Florida for Kathy, Gemini's in Canada, goal met. How about that? Jennifer's in Virginia. Virginia's my friends too. They're my close neighbors. Angie's in Middle Tennessee. Michaela from Indiana, Massachusetts, Jamaica. So nice to have you here, Lex from Jamaica. Love it, love it. Sarah is here from Maine. My friends up north, did y'all get weather? Marcia's from Maryland. Did y'all get weather? Gen X, our moderator, is not here with this morning. They had a big storm come through and it knocked out power. And unfortunately, she's going over to her family's house that still has power. They don't have an ETA on when it's going to be back restored, but I'm wondering if anybody else got hit last night. I hope not. I hope everybody's safe. Jen is fine. Her family is fine. They just are without power. So anyhow, I don't know if she'll be back tomorrow, but she is one of our mods here, and I know you guys all know Jen. So anyhow, be thinking about her and her family, y'all, as they're trying to get the power restored back there at her house. Okay. Sandy, I don't know if I said Tennessee. Shelly's from Utah. Naughty Grandma is UK, Spudman Town. Mama Wheeler is from Florida. Donna's from Chicago. Queen chiming in from Michigan. Uh, Aniki said, Silent Watcher from Michigan. Well, we're so glad to have you here. Karina's from Houston. Naz, good morning, good afternoon. Mello from San Antonio. Kim from NorCal. Amanda from Michigan. Ohio. So will. Georgia. Stars from Georgia. Georgia's my neighbor too. Hey, Cece, good morning. Oklahoma, Australia, cinnamon roll girl. Sylvia's from Gilroy. My boss is from Gilroy, Sylvia. I don't know if y'all are the same age, but my boss that I work for, his whole family is from Gilroy. He was a famous football player there. He was number 20. Number 20. His name is Sean. I don't know if you know Sean. That is my boss, but he's a Gilroy boy. Gilroy garlic. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey Naz, a good morning, good afternoon. Crystal from Texas. Sandy, Tennessee. Cece's from Pennsylvania. Missy from Kansas. What a good roll call, y'all. This is awesome. Missy's from Indiana. Naz, I am working on a scrunchie this morning. Everybody needs a little scrunchie in their life, right? Naz is from the UK. Kay is here from England. So nice to have you all. I think I'm almost caught up here. Mama C from Ohio. Colleen from New Jersey. Did we hit the live goal again? I'm going to have to reset that. I can't see my screen. Thank you all so much for the gifts this morning. I appreciate you. I'm setting these up. You guys are knocking them down faster than I can set them up. How about that? I appreciate it. I still am sad that we don't have the squirrel. Where's the squirrel? Where is the squirrel, TikTok? Where is the squirrel? Y'all, today I'm making a scrunchie, okay? We're about halfway through. And what I have done is I've taken my little hairband, okay? One of these guys, and I tied my yarn on. Here's my tail. I'm going to have to go back and weave that in. You can work over your tail if you would like. And I have done single crochets all the way around the hairband. Okay, so this line you see here, this is the top of my stitches. Now you cram a bunch of these in here. If you go watch Passionate Kelsey's video, she tells you how many to do. But being the rebel I am, I'm not counting. I just plugged them in. I just kept going. When you pull your elastic apart, you should be able to see a little bit of your elastic tie still. Okay. The more of these that you add, the fuller your ruffle will be. Okay. So here is an example I made before I came on the live. I put a lot more single crochets in this middle ring. And so you can see this one is much fluffier than this one. Okay. So when you make your uh, scrunchie, you determine how full you want it. Okay. Everybody may have a different preference. I think this for me, a little looser, not so full, is kind of what I prefer after I tried it out on my hair. But you can definitely do however you wish. Okay. Here is this one again. This one is not quite as full. This yarn, I think, was a little thicker. This yarn maybe is not as thick. So anyhow, it is, kind of your call on this. Vanessa said, can you show how to weave in the ends? Mine always stick out after stretching it. Mine's doing that a little bit too. So what we're talking about is right here. Do you see this little guy sticking up? He keeps like unweaving himself. And I don't like that. So almost what I was thinking is maybe what I need to do is actually tie this in the middle. This one's not long enough, but like what I was thinking is like take this, weave it through. Let's try it. Well, I don't want to screw up my stitches yet. Let's finish this hairband, then I'm going to try it. What I'm thinking in my brain. Uh, Anvil said, take a lighter to burn the end. That's a good idea. Maybe some fabric glue that could work as well. So Vanessa, let's explore this. Let me keep crocheting. The yarn that I'm using right now, guys, is Bernat Baby Velvet. And it is the colorway Orchid Hush. But these look really nice if you have some velvet yarn. Um, Next, we have to pick a new color, whatever you guys want. I haven't made any of the blue. I'd like to make one of those. But this is Bernat Velvet. So I've got blue, purple, and mint. If y'all have a preference as to which one I make next, fire away. Let me know what you're thinking. So after you get your single crochets, what we're doing is we're coming back and we're adding 3 treble crochets into each individual stitch. Okay, so I just finished 3 here. And you kind of have to feel for these stitches because this is like fluffy, chunky, bulky yarn, whatever you want to call it. It makes it hard to see the top of your stitches. So you kind of have to go by feel. People who make like amigurumis with the plushy yarn, a lot of it is by feel. Okay. You wrap your yarn around twice. So we have 3 loops up on top. We bring our hook down, feel for the stitch, pull up a loop. So now we have 4 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Now right back into that same stitch, I need another treble crochet. So again, wrap your yarn around twice, right down in that stitch, pull up a loop. Now we have 4, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. One more. Wrap our yarn around twice. This is our 3rd treble. Grab up your loop. Now we have 4. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So there are our 3 treble crochets. Now I'm going to move to the next stitch and I'm going to repeat that. Again, 3 trebles. So as I was saying, these stitches are sometimes hard to feel, okay? And you might miss one. Do not fret. It is not the end of the world if you miss one of these stitches, okay? Let's skip one intentionally just so you guys can see how it feels, okay? So I'm going to skip this one and I'm going to try into this one. And it's pretty obvious when you miss it, you could pull this out. However, in the grand scheme of Scrunchie land, I would make the argument, call the crochet police. It really doesn't matter. Like if you accidentally skip one, I don't think it's going to like mess up your whole world. Does it mess up your whole world? Can you tell once it's ruffling up? No, you can't tell. That's why this is a really easy project to do. So again, 3 trebles into each stitch, and you just keep working your way along this edge. So there's 3. Now I'm going to move to the next stitch, and again, work your treble. There you go. Kelly says, I have skipped plenty and you can't tell at all. So don't get real hung up on that. I think, crochet is supposed to be relaxing and fun. And, sometimes we get caught up, especially if we're working on like like a blanket or something, and you miss a stitch and your count gets off, and then you're like having to frog a bunch of stuff. There's no frogging in Scrunchie land, right? Just move to the next stitch, keeping it real here, guys. It's not going to be the end of the world in Scrunchie land, okay? So this is a very nice, easy, relaxed project. I think this is a very nice project. If you've got to go do a doctor's appointment, right? You know that those doctors like to keep us waiting. Lordy, lordy, do they keep us waiting? Take it with you. This would be a really great project for the waiting room. And I think it's a nice in between project. If you lose your Crojo, make some stocking stuffers if you've got, little girls that need scrunchies in your house, or maybe you've got some nieces that you could make something up. Maybe you've got your friend's daughter needs something. Maybe you need them for yourself. Whatever it is. Kelly said, I'm a big fan of Scrunchy Land. I am too. Everything is magical in Scrunchy Land. How about that? Right? And especially with this velvet yarn, I mean, does it get any more delicious than that? The top that I'm making tomorrow, y'all, for those that are wondering, it is the Lily top by PassioKnit Kelsey. This is a size extra small. Tomorrow, I'm going to be making a medium out of pink cotton. It will be, I love this cotton. I'm going to be making it for Carol's granddaughter, my friend Carol, that is here. We're going to make one for her granddaughter. Her name is Ryn, Ryn. Love her to pieces. And anyhow, I think she could totally pull off the halter top. She's just perfect. She's such a cutie. And she's in college. She's in a sorority. Her sorority colors are pink. And so we're going to do pink like the sorority, so she can hopefully wear it for summer. It's nice to do a summer top. But we're going to do the little straps. I don't know if I'm going to get through everything, but I already put links for this, guys, on the link tree. This is a famous pattern. This is by PassioKnit Kelsey, and it is the Lily top. You can already find this on the link tree. If you want to go ahead, feel free. Kay, tomorrow I'm going to be on at 7:30 Central Time. Right now it is what time is it right now? Like 8:30? Have I been on an hour? I haven't had to do the puzzle yet, but I'd imagine we're probably coming up on an hour. Mama C said she graduates May 16th. Hard to believe, isn't it? I remember changing that girl's diapers. Just saying. I don't know what happened. I used to babysit for Carol's granddaughter while her daughter went to work. That's been a long, long time ago. She's graduating from college. I swear, you blink, and these kids, they are like weeds. They just grow, 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 grow. Texas Whiskey, good morning. Texas Whiskey says, I love this yarn. I do too. This is Bernat Baby Velvet. Bernat Baby Velvet. The color that I'm using this morning is Orchid Hush. Orchid Hush. Really pretty yarn. Let's see. What does everybody like to crochet that's quick and easy? I like these scrunchies. I make scrubbies. Missy, in between projects, I make scrubbies. I make these now. And the other thing I've been making is soap sacks. I've made a lot of soap sacks. They're a nice in-between project that will travel. Nice little car project. So I do enjoy that. What else? What else do you guys make for your in-between projects, like your nice and easy projects? That's a great question. Gen X Girl says book covers. Tanya said, my daughter graduates from nursing school on Saturday. Congratulations, Tanya. You must be so proud. That is awesome. Hannah says, I don't know how to do quick and easy crochet. Girl, come on now. Come on now. You've got some easy projects you do, right? Oh, Cece said dishcloths. That's a great recommendation, Cece. Dishcloths. I have done that. Oh, you know what else I made was a Swiffer cover for my little floor Swiffer. Practical, easy. Texas Whiskey said, my biopsies are next Wednesday, so our prayers for benign, please. Yes, send Whiskey, Texas Whiskey, your love, guys. Our friend, her name is Shay, Texas Whiskey. We love her. Send good prayers and healing thoughts her way, that everything comes out all right. Texas Whiskey said, headbands and ear warmers. That's a great recommendation. I've made headbands before. I made headbands on the live, I think. They're on my YouTube. There's a headband on there. We did those this past winter, but it's never too early to start thinking ahead. Bookmarks. Sarah says, I knit hats for my thoughtless projects. I don't have any quick and easy crochet right now. Yeah, I have a knitting machine. Sarah, do you use a knitting machine, or do you knit them by hand, your hats, for your in-between projects? Karina says, puff flower keychains. Oh, speaking of keychains, that's a great idea. little keychains. I was watching Passionate Kelsey because, I keep talking about her. When you watch one, you know how they send you on YouTube like 15 more of that same creator to watch? That's what's happening. So I'm talking a lot about Passionate Kelsey because she's all over my YouTube right now. But I watched her make for the back. You know how you have your rear view mirror in the back of your car? It's a set of cherries with little leaves, and it's really kind of cool. So it's a long loop, but she made these leaves that basically the leaves slide up and down, so you can stretch it out, put it over your rear view mirror, and then you slide the leaves back up, and then it's got the two cherries. It is adorable. It is adorable. She sold out 5 of those. She made 5 of them for her drop that I just watched. Her drop is when she puts her stuff on her website. Okay, for those that don't know, um, she sold 5 of those little. What do you call them? The not It's not a keychain, but it's the rear view mirror thing, the dangler thing. I don't know what the term is. Um, Miss Mary says, I do rosaries. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I used to make beaded rosaries when I had my jewelry business years ago. I made a lot of rosaries. I didn't have them blessed or anything, but I did sell a lot of rosaries, all different types of beads, gems, uh, all sorts of different ones. So, Tanya said, we're so proud. She accepted a position at St. Louis Children's. It's her dream job. Oh, Tanya, I just got chills. That I seriously got chills, you guys. What a great thing when your child like becomes their dream. Like, is there anything better? I don't have kids. These are the things that I miss in my life. You know how Tanya is so proud? Like, I don't have that. And I think it's really cool. So, for those that, I don't necessarily regret not having, kids, but there are times where I know my life would be very different. And I do miss these type of things. I don't, you have the holidays where, the kids all come back to the house and have the holiday dinner and pile in for Christmas. And, I don't have those things in my life. So not to get all like sad, but it's really cool. I'm proud of her too. I think that's awesome. Congratulations. Seriously, Tanya, congratulations. Um, Jessica said positive vibes for Texas whiskey. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you all. Baby hats like beanies. Oh yeah, I'd make baby hats. That's a great idea. Um, let's see. Karina said I just made a granny stitch bandana. Nice. Passionate Kelsey, come to think of it, she did a bunch of bandanas for her drop as well. Slippers for grandkids. I do need to make a bathroom headband for washing my face. See, Hannah? There you go. Way to be cooperative. If you put your heart into it, you can do it. Totally teasing you, girl. Totally teasing. Bucket hats. I did a ruffle bucket hat. Does that count, Janina? Let's see. Sarah said I do both by hand and knitting machine. Y'all, you see what's happening? I'm almost to the end here. Are you getting excited? I'm getting excited. You want to start another one of these with me? What color did you guys decide on a color? I wasn't paying attention to all the colors. Uh, which which one are we doing? Are we doing blue, purple, or more of the mint? I have not done the blue. I hope you all voted for blue. Did you all vote for blue? Car charm. Thank you, Karina. Sometimes things like words are hard. You know what I mean? Wording is hard. Hannah said, you can be my TikTok mom, April. Oh, thank you. You better be on your best behavior, Miss Hannah. Miss Queen 530 said, Miss April, you don't have nieces and nephews. I do have nieces and nephew. Well, I have more nieces. I have one nephew, but more nieces. My brother has 2 girls and a boy, and my husband, his niece, he has a niece and a nephew, and now they have kids. And then my niece has a baby now. So that's when I made uh, the the dinosaur blanket. Y'all remember the dinosaur? That went to my niece. She had her baby. The baby is 4 months old already. Can you believe that? So anyhow, that's where the dinosaur blanket went. My niece doesn't live close to me. She's clear across the country. So my husband and I are pretty much alone for most holidays, hanging out with each other, you know. doing whatever it is we do. So I still cook and everything. It's just different. It's definitely different. But let's not dwell on that. Just like the next girl said, there are days when I wonder what I was thinking having three of them. See, that's the other side of this, right? I don't have those days. I know there are hard days with kids, so I don't experience that either. Blue was the vote. Okay, so we're going to do blue next. Hey, this is Tommy. Good morning, y'all. If you missed, Hannah said, "Best behavior." April has the jokes. I do. I do. Stick with me. Kelly said, I only have one and he's 22 today. Wow, 22. I bet you never thought you were going to have a son that was 22, right, Kelly? That's what Mama Wheeler says all the time. I say that I'm going to be 50 this year, and she's like, stop saying that. Oh, which reminds me, y'all, I got to tell you about a little story about Mama Wheeler. You want to hear a story? We're going to slip stitch this to the top, okay? Slip stitch to your top stitch, snip off, weave in your end. Okay, we've got to weave in our ends. I promised I would do that. Now, when you use velvet yarn, it does a little shedding thing on the ends. I'm sure you guys have experienced that. It does like this little caterpillar shed thing. So we're going to weave this in. This is how our scrunchie looks so far, okay? I need to weave in the tail from when we started, and I need to weave in the tail from the top down. Okay, but here's our little ruffles. So not super full, but I think it's good. Wrap it around twice. There it is. Picture my ponytail here. It's a good amount of ruffles. So again, y'all, make sure you decide how many ruffles you want on this. Okay. Okay. So the way I'm going to do this is you get your darning needle. It has a rounded tip. Okay. Put your yarn on this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to weave this tail down the back of this stitch. Okay, so I'm going to go kind of under these stitches and weave it down. I want to get to the very center. So I just kind of tuck it down through, and I'm trying to get down here to where we did our single crochets. Okay, and it's just going to be kind of hidden here, and pull that through. Okay, so now our end here is nice and smooth. Can't even tell. Can't even tell. Now what we need to do is weave our end through the middle. And by the middle, I mean around our stitches here, our single crochets. Now, the other thing you could do, and I thought about this a lot after I made the first one. When I made my first one, I wove it around the middle of the single crochet here. And my tail, as I stretch this, it keeps coming out. So it's lost its fuzzy, right? Because I keep pulling the fuzzy off, but it keeps revealing itself. Do you see that? How that's doing that? My thought was I shouldn't weave it around the middle. Okay. If you weave it around the middle here, think about it. Every time you give it a pull, it's going to wiggle its way out and around, right? What I should do is I should actually work it above these stitches around this side if I can. I think it would have a better hold as we work around. So I'm just kind of like going in between these. Again, I don't know if this is going to work, but it seemed like it would work better than what I was thinking. Is Miss Rachel here? Hey, Rachel, good morning. Um, uh, Anvil, could you pin Rachel for me if you would, pretty please? Y'all, give Rachel, my friend Rachel here, a follow. She is trying very, very hard. Rachel, did you get to 10,000 yet? Where are you at, sister? Are you so close? Last time you were here, you were needing like 200 more followers to get to 10,000. When she gets to 10,000, friends, her husband is going to learn to crochet. on the live. Rachel goes live. She shares her crochet with us. She does beautiful blankets. She does amigurumi. Y'all, if you are not following my friend Rachel, give her a follow. I promise you will not be disappointed. She has just wonderful lives. So anyhow, 9882, y'all. Can we get her to 9900? Are there people here that are not following Rachel that need another crochet friend? I know there are. I know there are. Can we get her? What is that? Like another 20? It can be done. I think it can be done. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. So anyhow, I'm sorry. I don't remember who was asking me about weaving in the tails, but basically what I'm doing, instead of weaving it around the center that always gets stretched out, I'm weaving it in above that. Okay. So think about when your crochet comes down, right? And you do those 3 trebles. I'm putting it in the base of that. So I'm kind of going into that little pocket of those stitches. You know how they loop through? Does that make sense? Do y'all follow what I'm doing here? And put it in that way, okay? And weave it around. So I've weaved it a good fair distance. I'm going to weave it back the other direction now, okay? And here we go. Again, I'm just kind of weaving it above. So I'm working above. These are single crochets. I'm working in that little section above that just to see if I can make it more secure. And I think it's going to work fabulously. Okay. There you go, Miss Rachel. We're getting some action over here now. I see everybody is following. Anvil said tapping is clapping. 18,000 likes this morning on the live, y'all. Thank you all so much for tapping your screen. If you're watching me over on YouTube, thank you for the thumbs up. I see 9 thumbs up over there on YouTube. Guys, if you are new to my channel, let me introduce myself. My name is April. I am a hobby crocheter. I do have a full-time job, and I just like to come on live and chat with my friends. I am live this morning both on YouTube and on TikTok. Y'all, if you're not following me over on YouTube, please go over there, subscribe. I would absolutely love it. Okay, so there's one end woven in. I'm going to now do this one, okay? So one more. Get our needle. Let's weave this in. My handle on YouTube, y'all, is Wheeler 8 Acres. Wheeler 8 Acres. Thank you so much for the gift this morning and the follow. I see a new follower popping on. If you're watching this morning on the FYP, I don't know if I'm on the FYP. I sure hope I am. Maybe if somebody's found me on the FYP, they could give a little wave. I think I'm on the FYP, but you never know. You never know with the algorithm. So anyhow, if you are watching me on the FYP, I'm going to be getting off the live at 9:30. So be sure and give a follow. We have a fabulous group of not just me here, but wonderful crochet friends. So if you are not following, feel free. I do come on live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7:30 Central. Tomorrow, I'm going to be making a halter top from start to finish. I'm going to be walking you through how to do it. It is the Lily Top by PassioKnit Kelsey. It's a really fun pattern. So if you're in the market for a summer halter, or maybe you've got a friend that you want to make it for, or a daughter, or a niece, or whomever, that's what is on deck for tomorrow. Hey, Missy, have a great day. Thanks for being here with us. Okay, see how this happens when you make plushies too. Y'all know that? These little, I call them caterpillars. I don't know what the rest of the world calls them. I call them caterpillars. Okay, I've woven this in several times. We're going to snip off. Our scrunchie is finished. Amanda said she found me on the FYP. Awesome. Conservative Moon said she found me on, or he, could be he, can't tell for sure. They found me on the FYP. So awesome, awesome. Thank you. Welcome to all of our new friends. Welcome, welcome. So glad to have you. Today I'm making a scrunchie. Very nice, easy in-between project. We started this at the very beginning. I'm going to be firing up our blue yarn next, and we're going to make another one. So stick around. I'm going to be on here until 9:30. And anyhow, hey, Ruby, good morning. Let's put our pink away. And let's get ready to do our blue. Isn't that pretty blue? Yarn Inspirations Bernat Velvet. Y'all, there's lots of different types of velvet yarn. Any of them work fine. You don't even have to do velvet. If you've got some Bernat blanket, if you've got cotton, there's lots of different materials you can make scrunchies with, okay? No rules. No rules at all. Whatever you have on hand would probably work. So I happen to have this on hand, and that's what we're going to use today. Let's see. Melissa plushies and knits. I bet Melissa's got some yarn she can make scrunchies with. She said she found me this morning on the FYP. Melissa, welcome. Glad to have you here this morning. Appreciate it. 20,000. How about that? Thank you all so much for the taps. Oh, we've got some yarn barf, y'all. Let me get situated here. We're going to have to work through this if I can't find. Oh. Here it is. Could I be so lucky? Could I be so lucky? I don't know. Seems like the velvet whatever are with me this morning. Okay. All right. So, guys, let me reset the gift goal. Thank you all so much for the gifts this morning. I swear I keep setting these up. Y'all are on fire today. Hot, hot, hot. Do they have a flame? They should have a flame as one of them. Hot, hot, hot. I think I did the chili pepper already. We'll do the goat. How about that? It's kind of the same. I don't know. It's kind of the same. Okay, so first things first. When you go shopping, if you don't already have these in your bathroom, you need to get some elastics, okay? There are different types and thicknesses of elastics. Probably all of you guys know this already, but I'm going to run through it just in case there is somebody who doesn't, okay? So I picked up a couple different ones. This elastic here is the extra thick, okay? And 2 times stronger. Woohoo. Just what we need. Blue, I happen to have a navy band. Okay. So let's do a side by side comparison of these bands, these elastics. Okay. So the first thing, the 2 times stronger are thicker, they're wider around, they're thicker in diameter, and they are bigger in across. I think they're like, this one is probably like 2.5 to maybe 2.75, versus this one is like 2 inches. Okay. So you can see the difference. Either one works totally fine. Now, here's the thing. I have very thin hair, okay? And I'm making these for myself. I have long hair. It's all the way down my back. I always feel like my hair is attacking me. I have it up all the time in a scrunchie. These are going to get a lot of use. A hairband like this is too big for my hair. I think it could still work, but it's not ideal for my hair type. But there are a lot of people that have very thick hair that something like this might work better for them. Both of these will work completely fine. And I have 2 different examples here to show you the difference, okay? So we just made this pink one here on the live this morning, right? This one was made with this size band. I used the white elastic from this package that I had, okay? Now I'm going to use the blue and I'm going to make another one. This purple one here was made with the bigger elastic. Okay, so you can kind of see the difference between the two. It is subtle, but it is definitely a difference. This scrunchie is much bigger than this scrunchie. Okay, so that all makes a difference. Now, they were 2 different yarns. I think the purple yarn is a little thicker than the pink. But I also have the purple one here that you can see when I did it with the smaller elastic, the same size, they ended up being the same size. So side by side, the purples with each different elastic, this is what you're going to end up with. Okay. So again, you have to just choose what elastics work best for you. Also, they have, I'm sure, kid size elastics if you're making them for a child. Okay. So that's the other thing to keep in mind. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, in this case, our blue velvet. Did I show what this yarn was? I think I showed what it was. And I'm just going to tie it in a double knot onto my elastic. Nothing fancy, nothing special. Okay. So I've secured my yarn. I'm going to look and see this blue yarn calls for a K10 hook. I'm going to match the blue to the same size hook. Now, the one I did just previously, I used an I9 hook. So I'm going to go bigger. Going grande. Let's find our grande hook. That's a J. I need a K. Mama needs a K. Let's see. This one is probably the K. This one is a K. All right. Sorry, y'all. My little gripper's kind of grungy. When I work with this fuzzy type yarn, this is what happens. Okay. So I'm not going to take the time to change it. I'm just going to roll with it. Okay. So the very first thing that you have to do is you have to hang on to this elastic as you are working your yarn. I found it easiest to kind of hold it like this with my fingers because you want to kind of stretch this elastic out as you're crocheting. Okay. And this is what kind of is a bit of a challenge. Sorry, y'all. Let me catch up with the comments here this morning. Hey, Danny Lee. Good morning. How do you weave in your ends for them to stay? Oh, Ivory, I just did. You missed it. But what I did is I took my ends, instead of weaving it around the center right here, I don't like how that, because when you pull on it, it comes out. So actually where I weave in my ends is actually right up here in this stitch above. And that's where I kind of tucked it in. Mrs. K, good morning. Sheila, good morning. Y'all, you're just in time. We're starting a new scrunchie. Is everybody ready? Get ready. Get your coffee. Here we go. I'm going to yarn over. Go around. Grab up a loop. I'm making a single crochet. There's our first single crochet. Working around, I'm making a single crochet around this elastic. So all I do is put my hook underneath, grab up my loop, and then yarn over and pull through both. And I am kind of stretching this elastic out as I'm working, okay? It is kind of awkward and uncomfortable. This might not work for you this way that I'm holding it. Then when you let it go, your stitches kind of squish up together, and the top of our stitches are here along the edge. I'm going to be constantly squishing these stitches together until I get all the way around my entire elastic. I'm doing a single crochet over and over and over again. Okay. This is kind of a mindless project. I could easily do this in front of the TV and not have to think. Now, again, you're going to ask me, how many stitches are you going to do around the middle? I don't know. I'm not going to count them. I know. Doesn't that upset you? Uh, a bit of a rebel. I'm not going to count at all. I'm just going to let it flow. I'm just going to relax. I'm going to be watching my TV, chilling, drinking my beverage, crocheting, right? Putting my little single crochets all the way around. Now, as I work these around, like I said, I keep squishing them up together. You want these to be kind of tight. And this is going to be kind of hard to see this elastic. Let me show you on a different color here. This one. Okay, so when you're working these, you can see these were my single crochets right down here. As you pull this apart, you want to be able to see a little bit of your elastic, okay? That's how I know it is good. The more single crochets you put in the middle, the fuller it is going to be. Hey, Wilbur, good morning. Kerwan, good morning. Glad to have you, or good afternoon, as the case may be. Um, so you can see here, this one had more of the single crochets around the middle. See how this is fuller? This is more loose in the ruffles. Once you wrap it around, okay, wrap it twice around your hair, wrap it twice around your hair. You can see how they look, okay? They both look totally fine. But this is where you're going to figure out, you do you on this, all right? So again, working these single crochets all the way around. And, you may have to hold this different. Passionate Kelsey is where I learned to make these. There are links on the link tree. Passionate Kelsey sells a ton of scrunchies. A ton of scrunchies. Even if you're kind of new to crochet, I think you could maybe take on this project. Maybe not brand new, but if you're in your first year, give it a try. You might be surprised. Working with chunky yarn is kind of challenging sometimes, but don't sell yourself short. You might be able to crank out some scrunchies, a very practical gift, a little thank you. If you've got a friend that has long hair, whatever the case may be, okay? I did notice this blue is a lot thicker yarn. Somebody asked me what size hook I'm using. So here's the thing. I just finished this pink scrunchie and the yarn called for an I9 hook. This is a different size yarn. Now I'm doing this blue yarn. It's thicker and it called for a size K hook. So I'm matching my hook size to whatever the yarn says. So if you are brand new to crochet, what you do, this tells you the weight of the yarn. All the yarns have this. This is a 5 bulky. If you're going to do knitting, you look here. If you're going to do crochet, you look here. Look for the little crochet hook. This tells me I'm going to use a 6.5 millimeter or a US K 10.5. And that's what I'm using. I'm using a size K hook on this. Now, the pink yarn, if we look at it, you can see it said here an H8. This is thinner yarn. So match whatever yarn you're using, okay? That is my recommendation, especially if you're new. Once you get more experience, you can start changing up hook sizes and doing all that kind of stuff. But for a beginner, just follow what is listed on the package. Just Gen X girl, thank you so much. I appreciate all of the gifts this morning. Really, you are amazing. Thank you. I feel like you might be one of my biggest supporters. I appreciate you. Really, really do. So thank you. Sarah said, I'm 2 years in and scrunchies have been my absolute demise. I know a few new people who do them. Um, why do you think they're your demise? What part are you struggling with, Sarah? Let me help you. What? Maybe just maybe could you elaborate a little bit? Sheila, thank you so much for the heart me and becoming the 65th member of the Wheeler team. Appreciate it. Maggie's in the house. Good morning, Maggie. Maggie, do you make scrunchies? Do you have long hair, Maggie? I don't know if you have short hair or long hair. I have very long hair. For those that don't know, I have very, very, very long hair. It's all the way down my back. I swear it keeps getting longer. My hair gal says, "Do you want me to trim it?" I'm like, "Oh, maybe a little." It just keeps growing. I don't know. But anyhow, y'all, today we're making scrunchies. Maggie, thank you for the heart me this morning. Anvil, could you pin Maggie for us? You guys, Maggie is one of my favorite creators here on TikTok. Please, if you are not following Maggie, feel free to give her a follow. She comes live in the evenings, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And on the weekends in the morning, she's on Saturday and Sunday. And I know a lot of y'all have been following her already, but she does not disappoint. So, Maggie, thank you for being here this morning. I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. Almost there, guys. I have just a little bit more. Then we're going to start with our treble crochets. So all I'm doing right now is I'm just stretching out this elastic and adding single crochets all the way around the middle. Hey, Delphi, good morning. Or is it Delphi? 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 Not sure. I apologize if I messed it up. I probably messed it up. Rachel, how close are you now? Are you closer? Are you closer to 10,000? Wilbur said, I've got long hair, but I would not call it long. Danny said, I just chopped off all my hair. Yeah, I get that urge like in the summertime to chop it all off, but my husband would freak, you guys. He likes long hair. And I am like, okay, it's the one thing I can do is leave my hair long. I feel like I need a couple more right here in the center, and then we'll be ready to start our trebles. Okay, so again, y'all, I'm not counting, okay? I'm just winging it. Sometimes with crochet projects, some projects are okay just to wing it. Okay, so the way I kind of test the fit here is I pull my elastic and I kind of look and see how much space is in between. This is maybe hard to see because it's blue, but can you see the little elastic that I have there underneath how I've got there's some spaces, but it's not like too loose, okay? You want it to be full. Obviously, the more of these stitches you put around, the fuller when you do your ruffle it's going to be. So I kind of try to like even them out, do my thing, do some wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right. Um, Hang on. Let me, I missed some comments. Let me scroll up here. Hey, Lulu, good morning. Uh, Short Eye, Delphi. I did it right. Let's see. Watching you do it, maybe I'm just not stretching it enough on the first round. Yeah, so you want to make sure you get enough single crochets around this middle. So, Sarah, make sure you're pulling it apart. See how I can barely see my elastic, but I can still see it? You don't want it too tight that you can't see your elastic. I can kind of see it a smidge. Then I'm going to start my treble crochets. Rachel needs 161 more followers to get to 10,000. Don't cut the long hair. All right, queen. All right, all right. You're as bad as my husband, queen. Come on now. Come on now, girl. Heart Learning said, I have tried making them with 4-ply yarn. Maybe it would be easier with larger yarn. I think it would be easier with larger yarn. Even if you had like, some of y'all make plushies and you have like the Premier Parfait or like maybe like Bernat blanket. If anybody has some of that, like a chunkier yarn, I feel like would work better with that. Let's see. Hey, Alicia, good morning or good afternoon, as the case may be. I can't remember where you're located. Uh, let's see. Lula said, I did it. My hair was to my rear. Now my granddaughter said I look like Dora. Oh, wow. That's a big change. Big change. Uh, okay. Let me read through these guys. Sorry. Y'all are typing lots of comments today. I'm trying hard to keep up. Katrina said, yeah, try a 6 yarn instead of 4. Uh, Sheila said, April, never cut the hair again. I don't have the face shape for short hair. I don't either. I have a really fat face because I'm a chunky monkey, you know. So I'm a chubby. I'm a chubby. Long hair suits me. Short hair would just make me feel more chubby, honestly. Okay, so I've done my last stitch here. Back to crocheting. Let me focus. I want to show y'all how to do this before I have to get off the live, and I don't know what time it is. Okay, so this tail is where I tied on. I'm going to come back and weave this in. Into the very first stitch here, I'm going to do a slip stitch, okay? And I'm going to get myself ready. We're going to be making treble crochets. So when I do my first stitch, I'm going to do a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That counts as a treble crochet. Now into this same stitch here, I need to do 2 more treble crochets. Wrap my yarn around twice, right down in, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So there are 2 trebles, 1 more. Wrap my yarn around twice, right back down into that same stitch, grab up a loop. Now we have 4, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, now the thing is, when you're using chunky yarn, if you've never used chunky or velvety yarn like this, it is almost impossible to see the stitches along the top here. So you just kind of have to fudge it a little bit, okay? Wrap your yarn around. I'm going to go into the next stitch. I try to kind of feel with my finger and see where that next stitch is going to be. And then I repeat 3 double crochets into that next stitch. Now, guys, do not get stressed out. If you skip over a stitch or a space, you miss one. If you miss one, it is not the end of the world, okay? These are so fluffy and full that if I was to skip this next stitch, you're not going to even realize it, okay? So be relaxed with this. This is supposed to be a fun project. And like I said, if you skip over one, you have enough in your middle here of the single crochets that you've done that is very forgiving. You're not going to even see it. But yes, conservation moon, I am doing 3 in each. So for example, I intentionally skipped one right here. Okay. Do you see how there's a stitch here and I didn't put my trebles? What I'm saying is it doesn't matter because once we start working our way around, you're not going to see any big like spaces there. It doesn't matter. Obviously, you want to try to get it as full as you can, or some people don't want it super super full. So you just kind of work your way around. But into each stitch, I've done 2 now. I'm going to do a third. So I'm putting 3 into each one. And then I move to the next stitch and I put 3 into that one. So super easy, 3 into each of the stitches. 28,000 likes, y'all. We're coming up on 9:30. Do y'all think you could get to 30? Yesterday we got to 30. I think yesterday was like 32. Wilbur said, if you were to sell these, how would you price them? Honestly, Wilbur, I would go to Passionate Kelsey's website where she sells these. She's on YouTube. I put a link on the link tree and I would look at her price and I would mark mine the same. I don't know what that price is though. So that's what I would do. Or I would go on Etsy and see what other people are selling them for. I don't sell my work, so a lot of times I don't have a really good idea of prices and price points. Somebody else here on the live might have an idea better than I do. So feel free to chime in if you know what to sell your scrunchies for. I do think they're probably a pretty popular item, like if you did a craft booth or something. We kind of talked about that a little bit earlier. I wasn't sure if anybody was actually selling scrunchies, if they had, an Etsy shop or a web store or something like that. It's different for me because I don't sell my stuff. Wilbur, there's a link on my link tree. So on my link tree, if you click up here on my bio on TikTok, a bar will fly up the bottom. Click on the link again, or on the bottom, and then look in. Um, uh, my underneath where my profile says I'm from Alabama, there's a thing called HTTPS link tree. And there are all the links to the yarn, the pattern, everything that I'm doing today is on the link tree. And every project that I do all the time, I keep it updated. So even tomorrow's live is all the information is already there. Tomorrow we're going to be making a halter top. It is the Lily top, also by Passionate Kelsey. Passionate Kelsey has really cool summer vibes. So anyhow, and her YouTube has been full on my page. The more you watch of somebody, the more videos they give you of that person. And so Passionate Kelsey has been on my watch list a lot. But she is on YouTube. Okay, so if you're on YouTube, my handle on YouTube is Wheeler 8 Acres. And you can go back and rewatch this video that we're making today. I'm live both on TikTok and on YouTube. For those that don't know, Wheeler 8 Acres. I would love if you would go seek me out and subscribe. There are links on my profile on TikTok for all of my socials and stuff. But Passionate Kelsey, who uh, this is where I learned this from, her handle on YouTube is PASSIO. And then instead of in, like passion, it's KNIT. Passion knit, like you knit something. Passionate Kelsey. Boyle, good morning. I don't know if I said that right. I don't think I did. But welcome. Glad to have you here. Welcome all the new friends. We've had so many new followers this morning, I think. Welcome, welcome, friends. Glad to have you. Today we're making a scrunchie. Pretty easy in between like crochet project. Great like in your vehicle project. Great for like you're going sitting at the doctor's office, waiting for the dentist, and you need something to do to keep you busy. For me, the husband says, let's go up to Tennessee and look at a truck or look at something, road trip kind of vibes. This would be a great thing to do on that. So you can kind of see how these ruffles are starting to form up. Okay, so what I'm doing, for those that are just joining on, what I did is I took the elastic tie. Okay, so you get your little elastics. I used the navy color and I did a single crochet all the way around the middle. Now you're going to ask me, how many did you do? I didn't count them. I just made it so that it was full. When you pull it out, you should be able to see your elastic a little bit, but not have too much space. The more single crochets you put around the middle, the fuller your ruffle is going to be. So here is an example of one that I put extra ones. Thank you, Sheila. I appreciate that. Wilbur, Sheila just posted on you. You can find her on YouTube. PassioKnit Kelsey, Knit. So this one you can see on the right, I did it much fuller to kind of give you guys an example of how you could do these. Okay. Um, they sell from $3 for extra small to $7 where I live, depending on the size. So there you go. Those that are interested in selling these. Again, I don't know if it's a big seller. I just would think that this would be like, who doesn't have a $10 bill in their Walmart in their wallet to get a scrunchie, in their Walmart, y'all. uh, yes, on YouTube. Passionate Kelsey is on YouTube. But that's who has a full tutorial of this. You can also go on my YouTube and you'll be able to rewatch this back. But Passionate Kelsey's is probably more of a like formal tutorial if you like that style of a formal tutorial. I do. I like watching formal tutorials. Sometimes I have to fast forward through parts of them though, because they talk too slow. And I was talking last night. I don't know if Leah is still here, but Leah was saying everybody has a different learning style of how to, like how they pick something up, whether it be crochet or cooking or whatever the case may be. And that's what's so really neat about having, the social platforms, YouTube, TikTok, whatever the case may be. There, you can find a creator that basically suits your style, right? I realize I'm not everybody's cup of tea. There's creators that I really enjoy that I watch every single day on YouTube. It's rare that I don't watch a video of theirs. So, it's not going to hurt my feelings if, you have other people that you watch. I think that's the beautiful part of it. I think it's great that it's not just about me here. It's about all of you guys that show up every day and have a chat, with our friends. And it's about this whole crochet community. So, anyhow, I certainly appreciate all of the follows. I'm not saying that I don't. I do. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I have so much fun here on my lives. Um, I can't wait till the next one. I try to do fun new stuff. So if you want a sneak peek of what's tomorrow, for those of you that are still on watching me, I'm coming up on 2 hours of making scrunchies. I know a lot of people have hopped off by now, but this is the top that I'm making tomorrow. This is the Lily top. This is by Passionate Kelsey. I'm going to be making this with pink yarn, pink cotton. I love this yarn, and I'm going to, be making a size medium. This size here is an extra small. So this is what is on deck for tomorrow, 7:30 Central Time. I will be live both on TikTok and on YouTube. Okay, if you're interested in making a summer top, it crisscrosses in the back. We're gonna make these strings, the ties, I guess I should say, not strings. So anyhow, it's really, really cute. This one is going to my friend Christina. You guys have heard me talk about my friend Christina. My friend Christina is who got me on TikTok. Okay. I owe her the world. I never would have come on TikTok on my own. She literally harassed me over and over again. She kept saying to me, "You need to show the world what you do." And I was like, "Girl, stop. You're being dramatic. Like, what are you talking about? Nobody gives a rat's, what April in Alabama is doing." And she just kept on me, almost at least every week. She was like, "Have you gone on TikTok yet? I'm telling you, you need to do this." So anyhow, I made that black top for her daughter. And the one that I'm making tomorrow is going to be pink. I'm making that for my friend Carol's daughter, or her granddaughter, I should say. Mama C, who you guys see on the live a lot, is my friend Carol. And I'm going to make the one tomorrow for her granddaughter. So, anyhow, hey, Shaw, good morning. How are you? Nice to have you here this morning. So I think the halter will be kind of fun tomorrow, but you can. There's already links on the link tree if you want to get ahead and make a halter. It is by Passionate Kelsey, and I'm going to be using I Love This Cotton tomorrow. But I did that halter top in an afternoon. It didn't take me all that long. So Veronica said, "We're so thankful for her encouraging you to join TikTok, April." She already has a big head. Let's not. I am appreciative of her too. Yesterday, I text her. She's my customer, actually. I've known her for probably 20 years. She's been my customer. So, when you've had a customer for 20 years, I don't know if anybody else is like this, but at some point there's a crossover where it's like they're my customer, but they're my friend. Like I know her life kind of, she knows my life, these type of things. There becomes this natural like crossover. When you work together every day, it's just something that happens. She's one of my best customers. And so anyhow, I texted her yesterday a picture and I said, oh, I said, don't tell your daughter yet. Cause I got to have it for when I go live. I can't, I have to have something to be able to follow. That's what I do with my stuff. I a lot of times I don't have these patterns like memorized, so to speak, right? Um, but you guys know I always have like I start out this morning with examples. Same thing with the halter top. I will use that tomorrow as my guide to know what I'm doing. I've only made the halter top that one time. So I just kind of, work with what that example in front of me and then it helps me to remember what I did. Now, I will tell you, 3 weeks from now, if I sit down with that halter top and look at it, I'm going to be like, what did I do? But usually if it's fresh, I can figure it out and remember what I did. Look, we're getting fuller, guys. Can I finish it by the live? Oh my gosh, 40,000 likes. Omar Wilbur said, I just did 1.2 thousand likes, and when I stopped and bit my thumb, it cracked. Oh no, Wilbur, are you all right? Don't get carpal tunnel or anything from too many taps. We've had a lot of taps this morning, 40,000 taps over here. For those that are watching on YouTube, on TikTok, you can tap your screen like this. And what it does is it sends likes. And so then those likes are tallied up. And so everybody taps their screen when they like. It's like we have a little sticker that says tapping is clapping. It's like if you like what the person is doing, you tap on it, you show the love, right? And so everybody's been tapping a lot this morning. It's a big like day. What yarn do you use for the top? Naughty Grandma, I'm using I Love This Cotton by Hobby Lobby. It's the closest thing I feel like to a 4-weight. It's soft though. It's a soft yarn. Now, Passionate Kelsey, she uses a variety of different yarns. I want to say she uses peaches and cream. I have peaches and cream, but I feel like it's extra kind of rough. And so I don't know that I would make a top with peaches and cream. Not that it couldn't be done. It would definitely have more like rigidity to it. So I think it could, be for sure something. I think she might use that more in her market bags. Oh, I just did a double and Lily sugar and cream. Thank you, Kelly. Lily sugar and cream, not peaches and cream. I think they're different. Peaches and cream and Lily sugar and cream, I'm pretty sure are different, but I could be totally wrong. She does a lot of market bags too. I like the market bags. Um, y'all, if you are just hopping on this scrunchie, I'm doing 3 treble crochets into each stitch. So what you do is you feel your way along and you find the next stitch. You almost have to kind of feel it. Wrap your yarn around twice, go down into the stitch, grab up a loop. Now we have 4, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So that's 1 treble crochet. Now we need to do 2 treble crochets and 3 treble crochets. So into each individual stitch, I am placing 3 treble crochets. If anybody has made a ruffled bucket hat, it is the same concept as that. Okay, so the more stitches that you put around the center here, the more single crochets, the rufflier, That was hard. The more ruffles you're going to have around the edge. Okay. Once I get to the very end here, I'm going to keep going. Hopefully I have enough time. I'm trying to hurry and get this one finished so we can see the final result. And I want to weave in the end so I can show you guys how I'm doing that. Um, but yeah, you just kind of feel your way on these stitches. Okay. It's hard to see them. If you miss one, don't fret. It is not the end of the world. Okay. This thing is so full. You could totally miss a couple stitches. You could probably miss 5 stitches. And it's like I said, it's not going to be the end of the world. 9:29. Oh my goodness. I'm going to keep crocheting here. I'm going to speed up. We're going to put these in here, but I am doing treble crochets. I do have to get off and go because I have a lot of work. My work is still so busy, y'all. I know I keep saying that, but boy, is it busy. Yesterday was a rough one. Hopefully today is better. Yesterday I had to do payroll. Days that I have to do payroll, they take more of my time. So it makes it hard uh, to do all my sales type stuff that I do when I have to do like HR kind of or accounting. I have to do accounting stuff every day, but payroll I only have to do every 2 weeks, but it does take quite a bit of time. Sheila said, I hope it's easier on you. I think it will be easier on me today, because I have payroll submitted. So I always feel that pressure. I want to make sure everybody gets paid, right? That's what we do it for. Got to restock the bank account for the yarn purchases. It's not just the employees. It's you know, April's got to get paid too. So, yeah, today will be a much easier day because I won't have payroll to do. So, payroll takes me, it depends. Sometimes it can take me a few hours, but we have a software that we use, but I don't know. Some days it's harder than others. Our benefits are all messed up right now. Our deductions, like our medical and everything. So I have to manually enter all of the deductions. It's so frustrating, but I don't think it's going to get fixed until we have our next open enrollment. So every time I do payroll, I have to enter everybody's, like, pay this for dental, pay this for medical, all those deductions. Uh, it's a little monotonous. So, uh, uh, Mama C said, helps if I stay out of your Kool-Aid. Girl, stop. Oh my gosh, I just went over that stitch. What did I do? That's what happens when you're not paying attention. I'm almost to the end here. I am going to weave in my tails because I want to show you guys how I weave in the tails. If you are just coming on the live and you have missed any part of this event today, our Scrunchie Land event, things are very happy in Scrunchie Land. Let me just say, it's been a fun day. It's been a really, really fun day. Thank you all so much for being here. If you missed how to do scrunchies, I learned how to make these from Passionate Kelsey on YouTube. PassioKnit, KNIT, Passion, PASSIOKNIT, PassionKnit. Join with a slip stitch to the top here. Snip off. Now I'm going to weave in my tails. You can watch her video. I highly recommend it. I really recommend her channel. She's a great teacher, and I like her projects. So we started in the middle here with single crochets around our elastic. Then we came back and we put 3 treble crochets into each stitch, and it makes it ruffly like this. Okay. The more stitches you have in the middle, the rufflier it will be on the outside. So this one had a few more. You can see it's a little tighter, more ruffles. Okay. So you decide how many you want. Then what I need to do is I'm going to, I see everybody signing off. No problem. I'm going to weave in these ends for those that were asking. I'll just go a little long today. 44,000 likes. We might be able to get it to 45,000 before I hop off. If this puffy yarn is hard to get on your needle, just pull off some of it so you can kind of see that top piece there and try to weave it in that way. Or you could use a needle threader, which I don't have. Sometimes it works too if you fold it in half like this and pinch it. But I don't know if that works for this kind of yarn. This kind of yarn it's very full. There we go. It doesn't help that I don't have my up close glasses on. Excuse me, I have my TikTok glasses on. They're different. I got to be able to see the screen. Okay, so we ended here on the top. See how it's coming out the top? What I'm going to do is I'm going to work it down this stitch. So I'm just going to kind of weave this around. I kind of do some twisting on these stitches, and I'm bringing it down right above this row right here is my row of single crochets. I'm going to bring it right above that row. Okay, now once you do that, it'll suck it in. You won't be able to see this here on the top. Now, here's the thing. Some people will say to weave your tail in this middle section where your elastic is. What I have found is I am not doing that. And the reason why is because, Jody, have a great day. Congratulations again. Thank you for subscribing and supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. Jody was the winner of our April giveaway. So very, very exciting. Um, okay, so now if you are pulling this apart, what happens is when you weave this around the middle, it constantly is wiggling and moving. And then what happens is you end up with your little tail poking out. Here is mine right here. See how it keeps poking out? That's because I wove it around this middle section. So every time I kind of pull on it, it's working itself loose. Okay. I don't like that. So what I have started doing is instead of working around these single crochets, I'm working right above that. Okay. So these were our treble crochets. There's a little like compartment where these stitches connect in to the single crochets. And I'm kind of weaving my yarn into that little area. Okay. That way, when this is getting stretched out, it's not affecting this stitch around the middle. It's more on that side that is like more secure, I guess. Okay. So I kind of do some this way, weaving it in. Now I'm going to go back the other direction, weaving it again with those little, again, I'm right above those single crochets. Okay. Just kind of work your needle. Again, you don't really see this. I've said it again like 50 times. What is wrong with me? I'm like a broken record. Who's going live after me? I missed it. Texas Whiskey's going live after me. Um, Also, Leah sometimes goes live after me as well. Now I've done it two different directions. Now I'm going to go back again one more time, the opposite direction again. So I do it a total of 3 times. Okay. Now I'm going to snip this off and we'll see how that holds up. I think it's going to hold up a lot better than being in the middle. Sheila says, come on, y'all, get to 50. I know Wilbur's over there tapping too. Oh, we're at 50. I see 50. Woohoo! So that is how you weave in your end. Now I have the one from the very beginning where we started here as well. See the tail here? I'm going to do the same thing again. So get your yarn onto your hook or onto your needle. This yarn, I'll tell you, it's challenging. First crochet, you need a little patience, they say. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of patience. Da, 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 da. Okay, now again, I'm not going to go around the single crochets. I'm going to bring this up and I'm going to go right here around the bottom of these stitches of the treble crochet. And I'm going to go one pass one direction. I know it's hard to see with all the ruffles. Okay, there's one pass one direction. Now I'm going to turn and I'm going to go back the other direction. Passing this in and out around those stitches. And then I'm going to go back one more time. So a total of 3. Okay, y'all, if you're watching on the FYP, now is your chance to give a follow or lose me forever. I'm going to be getting off the live here soon so I can go to work. Wah, 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 wah. Gotta go earn the yarn money. Snip that off. So there is our scrunchie. Another one done. Pretty cute, right? Good amount of ruffles. Do the double over. That's how I'll wear it in my hair. That's what it looks like. Here's different colors. So pretty, right? Y'all can make these. Y'all can make these, right? Really pretty. What a fun day. What a fun day. So, 53,000. Wow. Thank you guys all so much for a great live. I hope to see you all tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I think I got to all the questions here. 50,000. Who would have thunk it? Y'all are amazing. Thank you all so much. Hey Karen, good morning. You caught me just in time. I'm hopping off. Sorry. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you for being here. Wilbur, thanks for all the taps. Everybody, thanks for the taps. Ruby said, too cute. I know. So cute. Bye, everyone. I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye for now.